Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Series tonight. It's the Season 2 finale. We're heading to Yas Island, to the Marina for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So welcome one and all, thank you for joining me here on New Year's Eve, the final day of 2024. Well, the final day of 2023, the final day of our 2024 season. We will be starting our brand new 2025 season tomorrow, next year in 2024. God, it gets confusing with these numbers. Yes, tomorrow will be the start of season 3 of our hardcore series. But we have one more race to get through, and that's assuming that we do actually keep our job. I mean, we should do. I think we're probably going to keep our job. We are with medium confidence with the board. So it's not horrendous. We've failed our season objective to get in the top 6 by a long way. If we have a look here, you can see we're on 8th on 17 points. It's highly unlikely we are going to catch Williams unless by some miracle we manage to score an absolute buttload of points and Williams don't get any. Yeah, so that's not likely to happen. And we've also failed our long-term objective, which was to score points in 12 races this season. Although we haven't done too bad, considering how much bad luck we've had this year and how off our car was at the start of the season. We gradually scrapped it into a position where we could get some results here and there. But as you can see, 6 out of 12, that's not too bad. Maybe we can make it 7 by the end of the night. You can see financially a little disappointed at the moment, but we had that one moment of debt. We've now got about 8 million in the bank. So that's a nice little bit of cash on hand. We have got a couple of facilities that are going to need a refurb, but got to be really careful with how much money we spend between now and the end of the year so that we don't end up with no real money to start next year with. Race performances have been mostly disappointing this year. We've had a few satisfieds, we've had a few delighteds, but it's been a pretty rough year for us. But we do have medium confidence, so we are currently secure. If we can stay with medium confidence, that should get us an extra 750 grand as a board payout as a bonus at the end of the year. Let's check in, see what we need to do. In terms of our parts for tonight, we have no spare chassis, no spare side pods, no spare underfloors. So if we damage any of those in practice, that's not so good. We do have a spare front wing, a spare rear wing, and a spare suspension. Again, hopefully we're not going to damage anything tonight. In terms of research, we have 4 projects on the go right now. 2 more will be finishing up in 15 days, which will give us time to hopefully throw in a last couple of projects. We shall see how we're doing with that. Let's have a quick look at what our car's looking like into tonight's final race of the season. So 7th in top speed, 5th in high speed. Okay, so that is a bit of a surprise. Our high speed has improved even more. Are we seeing a couple of other cars maybe running older spec parts to save some money? Maybe. Let's see how that will affect the circuit. You can see it's not a lot of high speed. I mean, there's some. You've got at the beginning, you've got the big sweepers heading down to the hairpin and the first long DRS straight. And then at the end of the second DRS straight, we've got that long sweeping banked curve. That's a high speed corner. That will actually be quite nice for us in the way this track is laid out, because we're going to get a nice, good run on the way to the first DRS detection point, and then coming out of the second DRS zone, if we can get alongside, hopefully we can actually get a move done through the sweeping banked corner, as that is, say, a high-speed corner, which is right in our strength. So, yeah, we'll see how things go. We might potentially be challenging for a point again tonight. Let's see, the incentive for tonight is to get 2 in the top 12. We'll try. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Let's have a look at guarantees. I'm going to say both cars are going to make it into Q2. I don't think I'm going to get one into Q3 though. I'm going to be a little realistic on that. There's a lot of medium and low speed in this circuit as well, so that might hurt us a little bit too much. There's not really ample opportunity for superb slipstreaming around the circuit like there was in Vegas. There's a couple of long straights, but the rest of the track is kind of dependent on how well you can follow in the dirty air. So slipstreaming might not work here tonight. We'll try it, but we'll see what happens. Finish position 1 in the top 12. I'm hopeful we can get that done, maybe even improve on that a little bit. Do I want to go for the fastest lap? I don't know. We can't do any guarantees because you can't have a one race streak. So there will be no hot streak targets tonight. I am going to not go for the fastest lap. I want to see if we can get both our drivers to finish quite nicely tonight. I'm not going to play sacrificial lamb with one of our drivers tonight. And I'd rather not gamble on... actually, it's losing 50 grand for a potential 200. I don't know, maybe it's worth it. Nah, I'd rather just hold off and see how we can do on track. I'd rather not, drop someone out. So, that's our targets set for tonight. Let's head to Abu Dhabi for the final race of 2024.
The season draws to a close here with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. A long season has led us around the world over all this year's races to get here. The last chance to settle the season in the final round. Reprofiled in 2021 to improve overtaking, Marina is a high downforce circuit where DRS is highly effective. Racing under floodlights, the track cools during the Grand Prix to help with brake and tyre wear. The previous Grand Prix saw Sergio Perez pass the checkered flag in first place. There's no doubt that the Mexican will be eyeing up his next podium finish. So, without further ado, let's get started.
How you doing, Mr. Water? Yes, I saw that Arsenal lost. Excellent result for Liverpool. That keeps us top of the table. Very pleased with that. Right, into final practice time. Let's have a look. We're going to be starting on the hard tyres, and let's have a look at getting some slightly worse parts into the car. Let's go with that engine. If we have a shunt, I don't want to damage. Actually, no, we can go with that one, can't we? We'll go with that one. We'll go with that ERS. And we'll keep with that gearbox. We've got one left which we haven't used yet. It's not like we're going to get a refund on parts that we haven't used, even though that's actually part of our starting allocation still for Liam. Hasn't damaged a single powertrain part this year so far. I know I've cursed him for that, but that's been mightily impressive. That's what I was hoping for Oscar, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. We want 18 laps for a run at Abu Dhabi. Let's drop those pace settings. In fact, let's not bother because it's the final Grand Prix of the season. We don't need to protect powertrain parts anymore. And let's pick a setup. I'm going to go with the setup that we added last year. So a 4.5, a 13, a 6.4, a 2.95 and a 0.25. There we go. And for Oscar, let's go with that engine and that ERS. And that gearbox. Still swapping these parts over because he doesn't have another gearbox to play about with, and if he does damage a gearbox in a collision or a spin or whatever in practice, that knackers up his race entirely if he hasn't got good parts to put in. So that's why we're swapping those parts out there. But again, we're not going to change his pace settings here. We don't need to now. Let's go with a 9.5. This was the extreme setup that I couldn't believe we had last year. I don't think it'll work again, but we'll try it. This is the 14.5 rear wing with a 3.7, a 2.9, and a 0.65. This was the bonkers setup that just confused the hell out of me. And I wonder if it'll work on this car again. Happy New Year, Anthony. Thank you for just popping in. Enjoy your evening. And let's go to practice 1. And as a result, we are not going to tell our drivers to avoid curbs either. Don't need to. So we'll actually get some decent times in practice tonight. Yeah, don't forget, Anthony, we start season 3 tomorrow, so at 8 p.m. in the so make sure you watch this stream before that one so you know what happened. You'll probably need to set aside about 3 hours. Unless you want to skip through bits. Alright, speed them up now. And at the end of practice 3, we will have a little investigation into the rest of the grid, see what kind of condition their parts are in, see if that can hopefully encourage us to maybe claim another place or 2. Albon is looking a little slow tonight. Must have some old parts in there.
How's the balance?
Well, no surprise that extreme setup has not has not worked. I don't think it would, but I was just kind of curious. What about Liam? What's he going to end up on? 62. Oh, he's pretty far off as well. Okay. Maybe I need to try that setup on Liam's car then.
We're looking at it, mate.
Let's get them back into the garage. Okay, so I'm going to be a bit more realistic with this. I'm going to go with a 12.5. Most of my setups are 12.5s or 13s. There's a couple of 12s in there as well. Let's go to a 5, 12.5, 3.7, 3.35, and a 1. And that might be it. Everything looks to be within the ranges that they need to be. So, yeah, we'll go with that. And let's have a look at Oscar. Okay, that definitely needs to come down. Front wing is probably going to be around a 7.5 or a 7. I don't have a 7.5 or a 7 at all. Closest I've got. It's going to go really extreme on this one. We'll go completely the opposite direction. We'll go with a 6 and a 12. All right, front wing likes that. A 1.9, a 3.25, and a 1. And that is a little bit too much. So let's have a look at. Let's see. Got a 5.5, a 12, a 1.9, a 3.35. That's still too much. So it's probably going to be a 2.8 then. Got a 5, a 12.5, a 2.8, a 3.5, and a 1. That's close. It's not quite there. Just look and see if I've got anything that actually matches this before I start winging it. And I don't. So let's bring that down a bit. I do kind of like the look of that. Let's give that a try. Evening, Baron. This is one of those circuits where the range of setups is huge in terms of the range of the values. You know, there's no tight grouping like there is in Vegas, where it's going to be an extremely low front wing, like a 0 sort of 1 in that kind of range, and then it's a 10.5, maybe an 11. They're almost always going to be a 1.9. Occasionally it might be a 2.8 on the roll bar. You know, the values are all over the place. You know, they're all very tightly grouped at Vegas, so you can get very, very close on your first attempts, regardless of which setup you pick. On this one, it's one of those circuits with such that wide range that you can be, as you saw with us, miles off with your first guess. Both of our drivers in the 60%. Let's see how we are doing this time, though. Feedback is about to drop. We've got that up to a 92. So a bit more work to do there. What about Oscar? And a 96. So again, a little tweak needed, but massively different.
I think the tyres are done. Copy that. How does it feel?
Evening, Horrific. And Derek. Alright, so that's going to be a 2.8. Yeah, let's try that. And for Oscar. Ooh, very close indeed. So, need basically to... I can't quite tweak it the way I need to. I'm going to have to do that and just hope that that does it. So you basically want no more than one extra lap of fuel, if I remember rightly. Is that right, Derek? All right, we can do that. All right, so Hamilton's got a penalty, Leclerc's got a penalty. Gasly has a penalty. I'm feeling Hamilton's probably parts. Not sure about the other two. Leclerc as well, probably. I'm not sure about Gasly. Possibly. God, that'd be a painful expense to drop 5 mil on a new engine for one race at the end of the season. Right. Let's put more fuel in the car. So we want to go 25 laps of fuel this run. Don't need to do that, keep forgetting. Let's force habit. There we go.
Green light, green light.
Hope it doesn't coincide with your delivery. We've got takeaway on the way, or yeah, Hamilton's looking pretty quick on those hard tyres, so I think Hamilton's got a new engine in. Leclerc top foot on softs. It was one Gasly, wasn't it? I don't think that's a new engine. He's in 14th. Maybe it's a new ERS. Maybe it's a new gearbox. But I'm pretty sure that's at least a new engine for Hamilton. If he's up in 8th place now on hard tyres, still maintain this screen is a waste of time. This driver's tab doesn't really give you any useful information. This is it. That's the only thing that you ever check this for, is the setup satisfaction. We've got it spot on now with Lawson. That's good. What about Oscar? And spot on with him as well. Fantastic stuff. So, unless it's a red flag that ends the session early in the next session, we will have 100% setups for both of our drivers, by the look of it. I mean 100% starting confidence for both our drivers, because we've already got the car park knowledge maxed, got the setups maxed now. It's just getting that track knowledge dialed in. And we're getting the 100s popping in the chat, along with the party hats.
How's the tyre feeling?
Struggling with front.
Oh yeah, the tyres are going to wear out pretty quick, aren't they? Well, never mind. They're on their in lap, so they got a good stint on those tyres. Let me check these against the book. So we've got a 5.5. Where's my pen? This is 12.5, isn't it? So 5.5, 12.5, 2.8, 3.35. I've only got the 1.28 set up, so I am going to add this one to the book. Uh, 2.8. 3.35. And a 1. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. At this one. So, another 12.8. 2.8, sorry, 12.8. So, this is a 6, 12.5, 2.8, 3.2, and a 1. Let's add that one in as well. There we go. Good stuff. Now we just need to run the clock down. And send them out on softs for the final session. Yeah, I mean the tool, it's a handy shortcut for people who can't be bothered, or haven't quite grasped the concept of how the setup sliders work. But once you've got that understanding of the sliders, you can, pick a starting point, and then once you know how the movement of the sliders interact with each other and the kind of gaps you need to have for each step. Between something that's great needs a small step, something that's good needs a bit of a bigger step, something that's bad needs quite a big step, usually 2 clicks of wing or more, or 2 movements on the roll bar, for example. You can kind of figure it out, and then it's just taking that knowledge of how the sliders interact and that spacing required to make the fine-tune adjustments. Anyone else with penalties? No, still those 3. Let's slap on the softs. And let's see. We are at 72%, so we're probably going to need to go for 22 laps. I'm going to put 24 in just to be on the safe side. Don't need to do that, but I'm going to do it just to... No. Let's not. Let's just protect the tyres a little bit. There we go. Stop them burning up so quickly. Soft tyres don't tend to last amazingly long at this track. Just going to wait till they've finished their run and we've got that setup maxed out, or their track knowledge maxed out, and then we will start investigating the rest of the grid. Let's get onto the right tab. There we go. Getting close. 8% left to find. Evening, Daniel.
How are the tyres?
I think the tyres are done.
Copy.
There we go. Right, so let's have a little look-see. Leclerc is running brand new engine, brand new gearbox tonight. So potential big penalties there. Sainz, old ERS units. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. Sonoda, old engine, oldish gearbox. Norris, old engine. Oh wait, I'm looking at the ERS. I always get those two mixed up. Yeah, just the engine issues. Max, looking fast. Perez also looking fast. Russell, older engine, oldish gearbox. Hamilton is running a brand new engine, as suspected. Ocon is running decent parts. Gasly is running a brand new engine, but an old ERS. So that is a 5 million penalty. Albon running an old engine and an old ERS, so he could struggle a little bit for pace tonight. Zhou, very old engine, old gearbox. He's going to struggle for pace. Magnussen is running a new gearbox. Hulkenberg on average parts. Bottas, older engine. Gearbox might fade towards the end of the Grand Prix. Schumacher's looking fine. Stroll looking fine. Alonso, old engine, old gearbox. So there's a few cars that might be a little vulnerable in this Grand Prix. Not necessarily for us, but certainly for others to pick them off. There's a couple that are going to be strong, but we can definitely expect Leclerc to start from near the back, and Hamilton as well, and probably Gasly as well. So at the very least, we should start no lower than 18th for Gasly and Hamilton. Beyond that, who knows? Right, well there we go. Practice is finished. So it is Leclerc with that penalty. As we say, we know he's got a new engine. Lewis Hamilton, new engine on his car. Gasly, new parts on his car. Expect these two to be near the back, if not at the back of the grid. And Leclerc possibly could be joining them. Let's head to quali for the final time of this year.
Welcome everyone to qualifying. This should be a good one.
Drivers are able to defend well during races at Abu Dhabi, preventing rivals from gaining easy positions. Setting a good grid position during qualifying is fundamental as a result.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen, How do you think he'll be feeling today?
They must be feeling good after their fast lap times in practice. Confidence can do great things for a driver, so I'm excited to see how they handle qualifying.
Good point, Karun. Let's get on with qualifying.
All right, let's find our very best parts. That's a pretty strong engine for this point of the season. ERS is fine, and we've got a brand new unused gearbox ready and waiting. There we go. Not quite as good for Oscar, but he's still got a very strong engine, 81%. His ERS, 81%, nice and strong. And his gearbox, a little ropier. As long as he doesn't have a shunt, he should be fine. And send them to the track. Evening, Toth.
They'll work on tyres.
Copy.
It's all about your tyres and your brakes.
Yeah.
Alright, going to start winding up now for the first flying lap of final qualifying.
Okay, track is clear.
I'm just going to
Shall I
test
jump
the
in
slipstream theory. See
So
if
track is clear.
we can get some kind of tow for Oscar. We will encounter Norris's McLaren at some point on the lap. I don't know if we'll encounter Bottas. Probably not. Oh, I think that got in the way. Yeah, Oscar got held up there. We didn't send them out close enough for the slipstream to work. Let's see what kind of time Liam can do. 1:22.6, that's not bad.
Follow the reference. This is
And there you
enough.
can see
This
just
is
how
enough.
badly Oscar got held up there. 2 seconds slower.
Delta, stay negative. Cool the car on the way in.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. Good time from Lawson. He's right up there. Let's try the slipstream again.
Focus on the tyres more.
Copy. We focus on tyres and brakes. Tyres and brakes.
Yeah, copy that.
Hamilton pumping in a quick time, but of course don't forget he has got that penalty for the new engine. You can see that weird glow that appears on our cars at this circuit.
There is Norris
A little bit closer than I would like here.
Charge off and push.
Perez going through brought us right up to each other. When you're really close like this, you lose the benefit of being able to get that super slipstream on the straights because you haven't really got anywhere to go to close the gap to the car in front. It will be a fast time from Oscar, but I don't know if it'll be fast enough. I mean, it should be, theoretically, but here you can see how much we're closing. We're not going to have anywhere to go on the next straight. And now we're slapped into the dirty air, which is going to hurt us for the rest of this lap. I don't know, maybe we'll be alright. We can keep gaining on these straights, that will counteract the time we lose through the corners. No improvement for Liam. Oscar gets an improvement. It's not enough, I don't think, to make sure he's going to be safe. I think Lawson's definitely safe. Don't know about Oscar. I'm going to have to risk new tyres earlier than I would have liked, I think. I'm going to send him out for a clean lap as well. I'm not going to give him a slipstream. I don't think that's going to help him. Gone out a little early, but so have a few other cars, and I don't really want to get caught out too badly. This might backfire going out this early. we may hit a wall of cars coming out the garage. I don't think we will, but we may certainly encounter some traffic on our hot lap. A few more coming out the garage now. That's okay. We won't catch them. It's if anyone else comes out as we start to get a little bit closer to the start of the lap, does it become an issue. Looking at the cars around us, I don't know if anyone else is going to improve significantly enough to put Oscar out, but better safe than sorry. We know that Yuki's not got the best powertrain in his car. Same with Norris. The Alfa Romeos aren't that quick. We know Zhou's got a really knackered car, and same with Albon as well.
Gap ahead
But,
is good.
you know, like I said, better safe than sorry. See if we can find an improvement on this lap. We have got some cars coming right out of the garage near us. Hopefully they will not get in the way. Alright, we got out in front of the Alpine, that's good. I'm worried about the Aston Martin in front of us. I think we'll be alright with that. Yeah, we're good. Now it's just down to the McLaren. Not improving at all yet. Maybe the slipstream really did make us quicker than I thought we would be. Need a good run. No improvement.
Currently P14.
Tyres aren't that hot,
So cool
really.
as much as you can. Perfect.
I'm wondering if we just didn't warm the tyres up properly on his outlet. We have seen that with Oscar this year. Albon's on an in-lap. Tsunoda's on the flyer. Zhou's in the pits. Bottas is on a flyer, I think. Norris in the pits. Schumacher's probably not going to improve enough. And then he had a really bad first lap. Oh, he has improved. Okay, so Albon's out. It's down to Yuki. Yuki's the only one now who can knock us out. In fact, no, Yuki can't knock us out. Or is Bottas still on the flyer? I can't remember. We'll check in a second. Yuki puts us in the danger zone. Bottas is on a flyer. Oh, come on. Don't knock me out, Valtteri. Don't do it, son. Yes, there we go. We just scraped through. Whew. Yeah, not a great run from Oscar on that lap there. I don't know why, and that's kind of wasted a good chunk of those tyres, unfortunately. All right, Q2. Let's go out on the scrubs.
So let's prepare the lap.
Yeah, copy.
Work the tyres.
Yeah.
Right, we can keep this kind of gap. This is perfect distance for the slipstream. Only way that's going to get messed up is if we get held up on the flying lap like we did in the last session. Last time it was Norris who held us up. He's not in this session, so the spoiler role played by a different driver tonight.
Straight out, track is clear. Recharge off.
No one else is out on track, so we're good. We're going to get this clean
Clear
lap.
ahead. Push when you're ready.
Now we can really maximise that slipstream effect. There we go, 122.9, and it was nearly 9 tenths quicker than Lawson. That is a proper slipstream on this track.
Delta, stay negative.
So we'll flip them over,
Copy.
reverse the order for the second run. I'm going to try and find a clear bit of track. Just waiting for the Alpines to come through because they're about to start their flying laps. Stroll as well, actually. Let's wait for Stroll.
Bit of brake temperature.
Copy. Just warm my tyres.
Copy.
Both drivers on the edge of peak confidence. front does need to be a little bigger. We've got a couple of quick cars coming through. We've got Russell and Magnussen coming through behind us. Here comes Russell. Magnussen a little bit further back. And they are a little bit too close.
You're good to push on tyres.
Copy. We can push one step more.
Okay, copy.
And there, look, again, Oscar's tyres just not warm.
Copy.
I think that's why he struggled so much in that final flying run in Q1. That Haas must have serious pace. No, Magnussen was getting a slipstream from Russell. Nice pun there, horrific. Ah, a lift for Lawson there going through. That's going to hurt him a little bit. He has improved. But lost time in the middle thanks to that unexplained lift.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Tried to give him a nice little boost at the end of the lap there by slowing Oscar's acceleration down at the corner. It worked a bit, but
So we need one step
still
more management.
room to improve. But we've done those times on very old tyres. I mean, you can see in below 60% now. So hopefully we can get a good run on the final run. I didn't expect to get a car into Q3 tonight. So if we do get one through, it'll be a nice added bonus. It's very tight, as you can see. Less than half a second separates the top 10. Alonso yet to get in there, although Alonso running an underpowered car tonight. Around 2/10 away from getting through. Hopefully the new tyres will have that kind of pace. Gasly on an out lap. Just try and give him a little bit of leeway. And everyone's piling out now. Evening, Farrah. I was wondering where you were.
Focus on tyres and brakes.
Copy.
Watch Alonso behind. Work on the fronts as much as you can.
Copy.
This may work to our benefit here. Which Ferrari is that? Is that Sainz or Leclerc? It's Leclerc. Leclerc is running a new part tonight. Can we sneak a car through? Alonso has missed out. He will not be progressing.
Truck is clear. Charge off and push.
You're clear. Push when you're ready.
So Lawson up behind Leclerc, Piastri behind Lawson. Can both of our drivers get the benefit of a slipstream here? Ocon takes second. So he's through. You have to say everyone from Leclerc up is definitely safe. Beyond that, I don't know. I would imagine Hamilton and Perez will be safe as well. Hamilton is starting his flying lap now. No improvement in the first sector for either driver. I don't think Lawson's going to get a benefit. There's the slipstream. Oscar might.
Last check of flag.
Gasly's out. Sonoda's out. So now it's just down to where we finish. Russell has crossed the line. Can we find enough in the final sector to get one or both cars through? We improved our time, but not our position. So 12th and 15th. It's not ideal, but it's where we're going to be. The dirty air effect is just hurting us a bit too much, I think. Our airflow is going to be awful at the start of the season as well, because we haven't really covered that off too much with the research. Given that it's already pretty bad, it's going to hurt the other teams more than us in terms of the amount that's lost. The cooling might be a bit of an issue, and I don't know if we've done enough research to cover, to improve the car in general around the deficiencies. Perez takes the top spot in this session, but there you go. There is your top 10 for the shootout. The two Red Bulls, the two Ferraris, Stroll, Ocon, Hamilton, Russell, and both of the Haas cars. That is not good. We don't want Haas to score lots of points tonight. We have got penalties, don't forget, as well, in front of us. So that's a penalty for Leclerc, penalty for Hamilton. Gasly will start behind Lawson, so Lawson's going to start minimum P14. And Leclerc starts 4th and Hamilton 7th. So we're probably going to out-qualify Hamilton and potentially start in front of Charles Leclerc as well. But it is Max on pole from Sainz, then Perez. Interesting.
Now, folks, we're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
Yes, Marina has played host to a fair few title-deciding races, such as 2016 when Lewis Hamilton secured the top podium spot, only for Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg to claim second and secure his maiden World Championship. There are a few clouds here tonight, but the sky remains mostly clear. Will it stay this way, or will the weather throw a spanner in the works?
And teams will have to make tough, split-second decisions here if they're going to succeed. An exhilarating race lies ahead of us with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
All right then, time to start sorting out strategy for the final time. We're going for the two-stop, simply because we are still in with a shout of winning the pit stop competition. So the more pit stops we make, the better chance we have of actually achieving pit stop glory. It is a very risky strategy, that. What might be better is going medium, medium, soft like that. Yeah, we'll go medium, medium, soft. It will give us the flexibility to react if there's a safety car. It'll keep a set of softs in reserve as well. So if we get a safety car around lap 25, for example, we can then switch to a soft at that point and hopefully sort that out there. Just want a little bit more life on the first set so that we can push them a little bit harder at the start. There we go. So no more than one extra lap of fuel for Liam as requested. He will start 13th. Let's go like that at the start. And I'm going to go with 2 extra laps of fuel for Oscar. Who starts in 10th. Oh, you mean underfuel him? Okay, that underfueling is not going to work. I can tell you underfueling is not going to work. You'll see what I mean.
Only
it's not a no-risk race. It's a race where we need to try and stay ahead of Haas as much as possible. Haas are only a few points behind us in the constructors. I don't want to drop down to 9th.
Starting P10 puts them in the right place to get some points, but there's still a lot to do.
Plus, we do want to try and get both cars in the top 12, I think.
Let's go racing. Hold on tight. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's lights out. And away we go.
Yeah, trust me, with a weak car like we have, underfueling does not work. It really doesn't.
Keep pushing, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Now we go recharge on.
Copy.
Alright, try and save some battery if we can. We'll have to keep flipping it on and off, I think, over this first couple of laps. But if I can save some battery. It'll give me an opportunity to try and get past Hamilton. Just to make sure Lawson doesn't slip too far behind, like he is doing now.
Use deploy as much as you can.
Copy.
Same with Oscar, also slipping a little bit.
Use energy.
Copy.
They're all the way down in 19th place. Gasly one place in front of them. Now that Leclerc's up to 18th. Past Joe. Williams have really faded in the tail end of this season. But I mean, they've done their job. They've secured 7th place. There's no way we're catching them.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy box.
Likewise, McLaren have really faded recently as well, but they are so far ahead in 6th. No one's catching them.
So ahead of you is Hamilton. So Sonoda behind now.
Stay in range, Oscar. Stay in range. Stay in range. Oh, I think he just dropped. Please tell me you got it. Yes. Thank you. We'll push the tyres one more lap.
And you are free to use the energy when you want.
Copy.
Knew we'd get dropped on that lap, on that corner there. Well, I whacked the battery back on and didn't turn the tyres down. We are breaking away from Schumacher though, as Hamilton moves past Alonso. Alonso is going to be vulnerable in this race. He is running a pretty worn out engine, so he's not going to have the true pace of that Aston. Gives us something to try and hang on to. He'll be easy to stay with once his tyres burn out a little bit more. Turn these tyres down now.
Back off now.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Copy that.
We're at risk from Sonoda, but we've got Lawson very close behind.
On. Recharge on.
Okay, copy.
They're at the peak now.
Copy.
So pushed his tyres a little bit harder than we have. Most people on the mediums have actually. So just trying to be patient, play the long game. Got to keep an eye on how the Haas's are doing. They're almost dropped by Russell, but not quite. Need them to fall off the back of that train quickly. Need Hamilton to start punching through as well. Let's start charging up Lawson's battery. Let's cool his tyres down as well.
Anti-deploy when you can.
Copy.
Can't risk it with Oscar just yet. Look at Marcel. Now we can do that. Now we're into the double DRS zone.
Copy.
How was your New Year, Marcel? I know you're a few hours ahead of us over in the land of death and spiders and all things gribbly. Schumacher punching through on those soft tyres.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Was it like 20 past 8 in the morning over there for you?
Can push one step more.
Oh,
Copy that.
yellow flag. Someone's had a mistake. It's Russell. There he is. Oh, it's a big spin into the barrier. Damaged his wing, I think. Oh, no. No, he didn't.
Push a bit more.
Yeah.
Now we can push one step more on tires.
Okay, copy.
Recharge on. Recharge on now.
Yeah, copy that.
So yeah, this is not good for us. With Russell dropping out
We need to
the
focus
order
on
like
the
that.
engine.
Yeah. Copy.
Need to bring Lawson back into range.
Copy.
So as things stand, Haas are going to jump us. They're scoring 14 points right now. But they're not too far ahead on the track. And more importantly, with Russell out the way, they're now split and isolated from the pack in front. Hulkenberg's about 4 seconds off the back of Stroll. Magnussen also out of DRS range, so they can't help each other. Schumacher's going to do us a favour here before he joins us. Getting ahead on those soft tyres will hopefully bring the pace up of our pack. Maybe we can start closing in on Alonso and Hamilton. Hamilton all over the back of Magnussen now. Alonso still with him. And I've finally managed to get Lawson back into range.
Recharge on.
Copy.
There you go. Had to burn almost his entire battery to do it, but he is back in the pack. And he has brought Albon with him. Let's see what's up for play in the Drivers' Championship tonight. Any real challenges? Russell is currently moving ahead of Charles Leclerc. I'm not quite sure how that is. Why has Leclerc dropped down a place? That makes no sense. Unless that's just not updated from George having been in the points and now he's out of the points and hasn't fully updated yet. Let's wait till he crosses the line. Yeah, it's still showing him on 201 points, but with... Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it's like that. Unless that's showing the change from the previous race. I don't know. We've got a fight between Sainz and Stroll in this race. Pretty even at the moment. Hamilton is not going to get ahead of Ocon right now. Ocon running in third place on the podium.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
And Lawson is struggling again. Dirty air is really hurting him. And we're going to have to stop pushing him on fuel soon as well, because he's only got 0.4 of a kilo in spare fuel left. Oscar still has 2 kilos worth of fuel. And if we can't keep Lawson in range, that is going to be a problem. If we can, it won't be an issue. Slow Piastri all the way through the hotel section there, which I didn't want to do, just to make sure Lawson stays in range here. Does leave Piastri a little vulnerable to being dropped. He'll be okay. Magnussen has caught the back of Hulkenberg, but they're now 6 seconds behind Stroll. We're 4 seconds behind the pack in front. So Schumacher did a 1:29.0. Not quick enough, but it's only 0.2 off, so it's not horrendous.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Bad run through the chicane. Has closed up a bit through the sweeper though, because or through the banked curve, because we are pretty strong in the high-speed stuff. So you can see back in range again. Need to stay in range now.
Lift off, save fuel.
Copy.
Let's take a look at tyre wear. So our mediums are in better shape than the Haas cars, but not amazingly better shape. We really need to try and get more battery into Lawson, but just can't risk it at this stage. Just have to leave them top up. Almost at the point where we can take Piastri out of top up and start pushing with him. I think we might have to soon.
Use energy.
Yep.
Lawson can stay with me. There's a yellow flag.
Crash ahead, crash ahead, crash ahead.
That's Norris.
Caution, debris.
Norris and Joe having a little coming together there. A little bit of damage to Norris's front wing. A bit more damage to Zhou's front wing.
And for the crew watching on...
Has that hurt their tyres though? Really? Maybe a touch. We're going to get our first penalty of the day. No. Racing incident. Leclerc and Gasly swapping places back and forth. They are closing. Just about in range of Albon. There is Leclerc. Hamilton has dropped back a touch. Albon's made the move on Lawson, and I'm going to stop trying to carry Lawson now. We're going to start getting aggressive with Oscar because the soft tyres are starting to wear and we need to start moving forward.
Use energy.
Yep, copy.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Copy.
We need some PU cooling.
Copy.
Oh, I thought we could go around the outside. Not quite.
On tires, we are good to push one step more.
Copy.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Our tyres are coming down in temp, that's good.
Copy.
And
Really
energy
go for it
is
now.
Available.
Yep.
It's a little bit too much to overcome. Can we go around the outside of both of them here? No.
We go charge on.
Copy.
Alright, charge up and
Take
try
it
again.
easy.
Copy.
Oh, and there we go. Schumacher is the first to box.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
And he's going on to a set of mediums. It's a clean stop, but it's slow. Yeah, if Alonso's car wasn't underpowered, wasn't struggling with a worn engine, then he would certainly be all over the back of those Haas cars and actually pushing through, but as it stands,
Recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
they're able to keep him at bay. And Alonso's tyres are going to be wearing out now as well. Although Magnussen's tyres are really worn. He's burnt those tyres up so much. A, pushing through, and B, being stuck behind Hulkenberg. Got a yellow flag.
Recharge on.
Perez running wide.
Now this is Sergio Perez. And that's where they slightly run off
And
the
that's
track.
lost him ground
Perhaps a little
to
lapse in
Max. That'll
concentration,
drop him out of
maybe.
the DRS zone. Albon's got back through again.
Charge on. Charge on.
Copy.
Push.
Copy.
We're good to push on the tyres.
Try and push a little bit through the sweepers here. Have we done enough to get onto the Yuki? I think we might have done. It's close. I think we just got it. Yes, we did. Excellent stuff. Magnussen gets past Hulkenberg. That works. Magnussen's tyres are worse, so Magnussen's in front. That'll slow the pair of them down. We can start pushing Lawson's tyres a bit more now.
Okay, copy.
Lawson fighting with Charles Leclerc. Stroll and Magnussen both into the pits. Need a bad stop for Magnussen here.
Gasly just pitted now.
Slow time, very slow time. Oh, we got that just in front of Stroll. Ah, that is not ideal. He's going to be threatening to overtake us.
Use energy.
Yeah.
This is where we have to try and punch past Yuki and just push. Here comes Stroll on Yuki as well. Stroll might make an immediate play straight for us as well.
Come on.
Copy.
Stay close to the car in front.
Can I break away from Yuki, even briefly?
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Yeah. Copy.
And there goes Stroll. That was just a matter of time. If we can stay with him though, and do one more lap with Oscar, as Ocon and Sainz both box.
You can use energy.
Now Hamilton's in the pits as well, and so is Hulkenberg.
Use the deploy when you can.
It's clean, but it's slow. Another set of mediums. We can't stay with Stroll, unfortunately. I've tried. Sainz is out in front of us. No, in front of the pack behind us, as I should say.
just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
Box, box.
Copy. Box.
Get on the next lap for Lawson.
Box, box.
Copy, box.
Go charge.
Copy.
Evening, Corey. Max boxing from the lead. Set of soft tyres.
Fast, good lap.
Copy.
Album pitted.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Could be tight with Gasly on pit exit. Back off now.
Copy.
Anti-deploy when you can.
Yeah, copy that.
We need more lift-off.
Okay, mate, copy.
Lift now.
Copy.
Take it easy in the fast corners.
Copy.
Overtake button.
Copy that.
On 25.8, the fastest lap with Kevin Magnussen. That won't last. And it will get beaten. Struggling here to stay with Albon. I'm just hoping to turn the tyres down, but I think I might have to keep them up a little bit longer. Stay in range if he can. It's close. I think he's just done it. Yes, he did. Good.
Back off, back off, back off.
Copy.
A little gaggle of cars in front. So, let's see, who's yet to stop? Charles Leclerc, Perez, Tsunoda, Norris, Zhou. The only drivers yet to stop. There is Norris into the pits. New fastest lap for Hamilton. 125.4. That's a good stop. We're about to catch Zhou.
Bring the pack up.
Yep.
Use deploy, use deploy.
Copy.
Russell closing in on Lawson now.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
Recharge.
I'm going to wait till all the round of pit stops are finished and then I'll check the table again.
We can push one more
No
step
point
on
looking just
tires.
yet.
Yeah, copy.
So it'll only change again in a couple of laps.
We need to protect the front tires.
Okay.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Yeah, copy, copy.
Albon closing up to us. Bringing Lawson back into contention. How are we doing against Schumacher? He turns quicker on the last lap. Let's see what we do on this one. Big advantage in tyres, so Schumacher's pace will start dropping if it hasn't already. Zhou into the pits. Leclerc and Perez still yet to stop. I think they're one stopping. There's Perez in. And we are now on to the back of Schumacher. Pass here will get us into peak confidence. And Leclerc's in as well.
focus on bringing the pack back up.
Yeah, copy.
Lift off to avoid instability.
Copy.
So Leclerc out in 16th, but I think he's going to the end. Yeah, hard tyres. You can see Perez also hard tyres. I think they're both going to the end of the race now.
Use energy.
Copy. Lovely stuff.
Good job.
Right, so live table. Haas currently scoring 8 points. They will beat us by 4. We've got better tyres than Hulkenberg. Magnussen on softs. So he'll be slower than us in the final stint because we'll have softs for the final stint. And we've got Oscar into maximum confidence.
Pressure of the overtake.
Copy that.
We are closing in on the back of Gasly. We might get him in the DRS zone here. Not quite. Albon punches through past Schumacher. We need to do the same very quickly.
Charge on.
Copy.
Need to focus on getting the pack
Am I
up.
streaming Railway Empire 2? Probably not. I tend to find myself treating that game more like a train set and just doing a lot of train watching. And that's a habit that's going to be really hard to break in streaming. So there'll be a lot of just not much happening in streams apart from me watching trains.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Use energy.
All right, there we go. Up to 10th.
You're doing a good
We've
job.
got past Schumacher. Having a look at Albon as well now. Just
We're at the bottom of the pack, don't worry.
tuck in behind Albon. We're 9 seconds off of Hulkenberg, and Magnussen is only a second ahead.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Magnussen lapping a little bit quicker than us, but don't forget he's on soft tyres and they're going to wear out very quickly. Already below 50% now.
Overtake button.
Awesome, up to 12th.
recharge on,
Some
recharge
confidence
on.
looking pretty good.
Copy.
Not quite Oscar level confidence at the moment, but it's good enough. Hopefully he's got enough of a gap to stay ahead of Albon now without without too much rigorous defending. But even if he can defend and does defend, that will give him nibbles of extra confidence.
No DRS available, no DRS available.
Copy box.
We have just broken Albon. You can see no DRS wing open. He's under pressure now from Russell as well. Leclerc has caught up to the back of them. So, live table as things currently stand. Haas on for 6 points, we're on for 1. They will beat us by a point. We need to get the second Haas out of the equation. Now, luckily, one of those Haas's is driven by Hulkenberg, who has had a propensity for driving really badly this year, making all sorts of horrendous mistakes. I hope tonight's one of those races. If he takes his teammate out, that would be fantastic. That would just make my night. That would give us more points for this race, and would take both the Haas drivers out of contention for points, I think, as well. It would give us 7th place in the standings, and a really favourable final result for the board as well, just to nail home that extra little confidence boost. Russell on Lawson. Powerless to stop that. We've got the DRS from Gasly, who stuck his nose ahead briefly before we slapped it away again. Charles Leclerc is less than a second behind us now. He's going to start punching through soon. Russell will be stopping again. He is in recovery mode, don't forget, because he had that really big lock up in his first stint, which dropped him all the way to the back. Leclerc going to the end. Don't know how well he'll be able to fend off the Haas's at the end. Magnussen will probably be boxing at the end of this lap. Yeah, the Haas car is perhaps a little bit better than us on paper in certain areas. Both their cars are strong in terms of powertrains and parts, so they don't have any pace issues in that respect. And their drivers are both higher rated than ours as well. They've got better cornering and braking stats. So it is making them a little bit of a tricky one. I think Magnussen is definitely going to be putting on a a set of medium tyres, maybe even hard tyres. I'm curious as to what Hulkenberg's going to go with. As Lawson gets back in front of George Russell. Gap is coming down. It's down to 9 seconds again, having gone up to 10. Magnussen staying out, but he's now going to get dropped. So this is excellent. As Gasly boxes from behind Piastri, that will free up Oscar a little bit as well. He won't have to drive so defensively. Yeah, Magnussen's pace definitely dropping off on this lap. Let's see, did a 128.2 last lap. It will be slower this lap. And his tyres now below 30%. Come on, give me a puncture. Give me a puncture. It might not be an upgrade. It might just be that the characteristics of this track just suit their car better than ours. I mean, don't forget how good we were looking at Vegas. How good we were at Monza. And the races surrounding Monza were disastrously bad. Oh, lock up for Stroll.
Here we are then looking at turn 12.
He was in contention for a podium at one point earlier. I don't know if he's still in for that now, and that's a big lock-up.
They'll need to be mindful of the effect that had on the tyres.
Lost him a place to Sainz, done some damage to his tyres, and there's Ocon going through. Perez got through as well. And here comes Magnussen into the pits, and we took another 1.2 seconds out of him, I think, on that lap, or at least another second. Let's have a bad stop here, please. It's hard tyres, and it's a slow stop. I'm prepared for Leclerc to get through Oscar, and then hopefully we can tuck in, get a bit of battery.
Charge on, charge on.
Or at the very least, just tuck into a car that's going faster than we are and try to stay with him for as long as we can. His tyres are in better shape than ours. His car is quicker than ours. The driver is much better than ours. And there he is going through. And Lawson and Oscar now back together again. Fastest lap for Perez, a 125.1.
We can put a bit of energy on tires.
Copy.
Use energy.
Copy.
And given that it is New Year's Eve, you may well pick up on a little bit of firework popping in the background. I think amazingly close right now, just seeing a few gardens, you know, in the distance, you know, flaring up a bit of light.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
Just don't have enough pace to stay with Leclerc. He's just that little bit too quick for us.
A small lift off to the tires.
Copy that.
Can't really push the tyres. Not if I want to have usable softs at the end. We've done what we can to try and stay with him.
Charging a pack.
Copy.
He's just got too much pace. So Magnussen's currently down in 15th place, 16th place, fighting with Schumacher. Schumacher's yet to stop. In fact, all the cars in front of Magnussen are going to be stopping again. Sainz is in the pits. Comes out in a brand new set of hard tyres. That's him to the end. I'm hoping that Magnussen's going to get held up fighting through some of those cars behind. I really hope Schumacher can do us a solid here and keep Magnussen at bay. He's doing the job so far. He will be replacing Lawson after this Grand Prix, don't forget. So, not saying you should drive like your job depends on it, Schumacher, but... yeah, he's doing us a solid job here, holding up Kevin. Forcing him to go, you know, the long way round, overheating his tyres a little bit. Only lasted for a couple of laps, but that couple of laps is a couple of seconds dropped for Magnussen there. Do I think they'll switch teams? Who? What? You mean, do I think Lawson will take his seat? Probably.
So recharge off, recharge off.
Copy that.
Depends what other seats become available. Lawson's
as much as you can.
not a rubbish racer anymore. He's an 81 rated driver, so maybe he'll find a seat somewhere else. Who knows? But I would imagine, yes, he'll probably take Schumacher's seat at Alfa Romeo. It all depends on the Williams situation. Albon may leave at the end of the season, which means he might go to Williams.
Recharge on.
That's Max boxing from the lead. He's going to forfeit that to Perez with Ocon right behind him. And don't forget, Perez is going to the end. Ocon probably going to have to stop again. Max is going to be blisteringly quick. So this is Max's race. Max won this race the second Perez had that big lock-up earlier on and ran wide. Hamilton and Alonso both in as well. And now Hulkenberg's in. So this is a crucial stop. This needs to be poor. It's hard tyres for Hulkenberg as well. It was clean, but it was slow. Crucially for us, Hamilton and Alonso are out in front of Magnussen. So he's definitely lost ground. So that's it for Haas. I think they have shown their hand and it's not worked for them. Oh man, we're getting swamped here.
I know it's difficult, but keep focus.
Have to stay ahead of Hamilton if I can.
Push the tyres.
Yeah, coming.
Oh, Lawson getting jumped by Alonso there. That's hurt his confidence at just the worst possible time. Come on, fight him off, fight him off, fight him off. I'm going to box Oscar on the next lap.
If you can push a bit harder and try and get up to him, let's see.
Stay close to the cars in front.
Let's see if I can get back past Russell. This is a risky strategy here. I either get past Russell or I get passed by Hamilton and Alonso.
Russell's pitted.
So I either gain a nice big chunk of confidence. Oh, Russell's pitted. Oh, you bastard, Russell. Damn it. Oh, I'm going to lose a big chunk of confidence.
Box.
Copy. Box.
Box.
Yeah, copy box.
Maybe the two behind us scrapping will give us a window. Or maybe they're both going to get us in one fell swoop. Ouch, that hurt. Luckily, Oscar's relationship with his engineer is really good, so he's still in very high confidence. That could have been a lot worse. He'll get DRS here. Lawson has closed up as well, so maybe we can get Lawson to stay in DRS range of the cars in front. Let's turn on his battery. Try and get him to stay with Hamilton and Alonso for his final lap before he boxes again. Stroll in the pits. We are only 5.5 seconds ahead. 5 seconds ahead of Magnussen. And Hulkenberg's there as well. So we've got a bit of work to do to catch them back up, but hopefully we'll have the pace on these soft tyres to do so. As I say, the important thing for us is that Hamilton and Alonso got out in front of both the Haas drivers. And I think Stroll will as well. Yes, Stroll will as well. So that's taking points away from Haas.
Will be tight exit.
Anyone in front yet to pit? Just Lawson. So Magnussen's currently a net P9. Ocon will pit, but he's so far ahead that he won't be a factor. Hulkenberg is a net P11 right now. And we've got out right behind Russell.
Copy.
Who's on hard tyres. That's glorious.
Yeah, take it easy.
Copy.
Let's stay tucked up behind him.
Yep. Copy.
No pressure.
Copy.
No, it's a net. It's not a net P10 for Hulkenberg, I don't think. Oh, no, wait, yeah, Yuki's got to pit. So that's 3 points that they're on for now, 9th and 10th. That's not enough. They need 4 points to take the title, take the position from us. Fastest lap for Hamilton, a 1:25.1. I think I can beat that. This needs to be a quick stop, please. Yes, 2.3. Okay, that gives us a really solid chance of retaining our title in the pit stop challenge. Second quickest stop. That might be just behind Oscar's stop, I'm not entirely sure.
No saving required.
Copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
We need to lift off.
Copy.
And now I've got 2 bites at the cherry of fastest lap attempt. Which, if we can get into P10, is a bonus point. Bringing these tyres up gradually. I want to make sure that they've got life in them at the end. I'm going to use Russell's pace. To bring us onto the cars in front while he still has pace. And then we're going to try and blitz past. There's Yuki into the pits. See where he comes out. This will probably be soft tyres for Tsunoda. Yes, it is. Not a bad stop. He's going to come out quite a distance behind us, so he's not going to be a factor. It's at just ahead of Schumacher.
Charge on.
Okay.
Okay, Oscar's tyres now up into temperature window. We're just outside of range of DRS for George, that's fine. A little bit of spare fuel for two drivers. Yeah, that's for a couple of flying laps. Russell is on a big charge right now. I expect that to be a 125 something when he crosses the line. Just trying to close the gap to Gasly. Could be a fastest lap from George actually. Let's have a look. 125.1. Oh, just missed out on the fastest lap by thousandths of a second. Yeah, a 105 against a 126. He missed out by 22 thousandths of a second.
Charge on.
Okay, mate, copy.
And there is a new fastest lap, a 125.0 for Perez. Max is hunting him down. 125.2 for Max. Let's turn up these tyres now.
Push more.
Yep.
Charge off.
Copy.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Yeah, copy that.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Yep.
By 7. Yeah, we are lapping half a second quicker than Hulkenberg. 2 seconds faster than Magnussen. If things stay as they are, even if we don't get in the points, we're still going to stay in 7th in the championship. Like I said, Hulkenberg and Magnussen bringing in 3 points right now. We are 4 points ahead before the start of this race, but with a lower best position. So if they get a 4th point, we're in trouble. 3 points, we're taking 7th place.
Charge is good.
Copy.
We're going to push Lawson
Copy.
on the next lap. Go for the fastest lap. And then we're going to back off and push with Oscar. Russell is hunting down Magnussen. He's going to take a point away from Haas, at least. Ocon with the new fastest lap, which is a 124.9.
Use deploy. Use deploy.
Copy.
Here's Hulkenberg closing in on Stroll. A little bit, but I wouldn't read too much into that. How you doing, Anya? You think Perez will get the fastest lap? Perez is on hard tyres and... Oh no, he's on new softs. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I didn't even see him in the pits. I missed it completely. He's too busy looking at everything else. Personal best for Lawson. It's not purples anywhere, but he's not getting DRS anywhere. So
We need some pace.
Copy.
Lawson's onto the back of Gasly.
You are the
Sets the fastest lap. And 124.2. That's a nice lap. Perez got past Ocon on this lap, so he will have had some DRS. That could mean he'll go quicker than we did. Lawson's about to get DRS here. Into peak confidence now. Charging up the back of Russell. There is a new fastest lap for Perez. It's a 1:23.0. Ouch. Okay, maybe the fastest lap's a bit beyond us. This is the last flying lap we do with Lawson. And Piastri for that matter. Got to watch their tyre wear.
So we need one step more management. Recharge.
1:23.7. That's not a bad effort. A 1:24.1 for Oscar, who got stuck behind Gasly for the end of that lap.
Save fuel.
If Russell doesn't get Magnussen, I certainly will.
Lovely stuff.
That's Oscar through.
P13 now.
Gets him into peak confidence. Just need to keep pushing his battery to pull away from Gasly, get back onto Oscar.
Charge on, charge on. So we need to back off.
Really cool these tyres down now, before they melt. Ah, I completely forgot I got a score on low overtake. Let's put him on medium.
Bring the pack up.
Do we need to push harder on tires? They are looking good now.
So you're good to push on tyres.
Charge on.
Russell getting ready to make a move on Magnussen. There he is. Would be nice to close the season out with some points, wouldn't it? Tyre wear still a little below the line for Liam, but he'll have a little bit in reserve. Tyre temps are down now. I'm going to put him up to normal tyre pace so he starts to close back in on the cars in front again. I'm going to keep Oscar on this lower pace setting while he's in the dirty air. Nobody should be boxing now. Leclerc's tyres are going to be a bit rubbish at the end, but they will go the distance. Hulkenberg is 6 seconds behind Stroll and no longer closing. He's probably losing ground. Magnussen is 4.5 seconds behind Hulkenberg, so there's no support there for his teammate. And Russell's about to make his move. All over the gearbox, couldn't get through this time. We'll probably get him on the next lap. Not take any silly risks with our overtakes from now on. .126.5 took half a second out of Magnussen. Almost got back to full battery.
Overtake button.
Copy.
You've got energy.
Copy.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
And that's Magnussen out of the points. It's not over yet. Not until Russell breaks away or we get past Magnussen. What's Hulkenberg doing? He's doing 126.4 on the last lap. Russell will be quicker this lap because he got an overtaken under DRS. 126.0. Yeah, we're half a second quicker than Hulkenberg at the moment.
We think we can lean on the tyres more.
Copy.
Almost in striking distance.
Press and overtake.
Copy that.
Is it too early to say congrats? Depends how superstitious you are.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
Yes, it would be too early if you said it, Farah, because every time you say something like that, something goes wrong.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Back off, back off, back off.
Okay, copy.
He's not the devil in the blue dress, but he's the devil with the blue spanner.
Six laps to go.
Got energy.
Copy.
Use and deploy when you can.
Copy, box.
Charge on.
Yeah, copy, copy.
We can push one step more.
I think we're going to need the high overtake.
Copy.
We leave it to you.
Copy.
5 laps to go.
Okay, mate, copy.
Lift off turn 3 to avoid instability.
Okay.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Let's try and get past them.
Copy.
All right, there we go. Lawson is through. Five seconds off the back of the cars in front. Now we've got room to stretch our legs. I don't know if Lawson's going to be able to get there as well, but Oscar will have enough to get there. Oh, yellow flag. Who's that for?
Crash ahead, crash ahead, crash ahead.
It's Hulkenberg. He has done something stupid. You can always rely on the Hulk. Hulk smash.
Oh, really?
And that has killed any chance Haas had now of beating us in the constructors.
No DRS available, no DRS available.
We go charge on.
Big lift now.
Yeah.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Oh, we got him into turn 1.
4 laps to go.
Which we would have done if I hadn't turned off the battery. No, Farah can't say anything because if he does, our two drivers will hit each other. So Farah, keep your trap shut.
Overtake button. Keep pushing.
Magnussen's stubborn, he doesn't want to give it up. He's going to have to.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
I don't think we're going to catch Russell, so we're not going to get both cars in the points.
3 laps after this.
And I think letting Liam stay in the points would be a nice send-off for his final race. Yeah, Farah's got a gagging order.
Just take it easy on the straight.
Not over yet. I mean, we may get both cars in the points if something happens to, the top 9. He's got blue tape across his mouth. Not so much blue tape, but I'll certainly take that blue spanner and whack him around the head.
No saving required.
If he jinxes our 2 drivers with a lap to go.
We need to focus on the energy now.
More laps.
Ocon P3, yeah. For now. But a big lockup means he might lose a place to Sainz. Just got to bring it home. So the formation flying across the line. Lawson will hold 10th as a thank you for his work for the team in the last year and a half. Be replacing with a driver who arguably is a little bit slower on paper but is a bit more well-rounded. We should hopefully be a bit more consistent. Oh, we've still got one more lap to go. Of course, it was the final lap for Verstappen when he crossed the line.
Verstappen over the finish line.
There it is.
Today's winner.
Yet another win for Max. Perez takes second. Ocon gets the final spot on the podium. And we have held off Haas after a strong start to the race. Their strategy didn't work out for them. Our strategy paid dividends, and we do finish in the points for the 7th race this year. And when you consider how bad our car was and how horrendous our luck has been this year, 7 times we've got a car or 2 into the points, I think is a pretty impressive feat. So there we go, 10th and 11th. Formation flying across the line, and season 2 is done.
That was a brilliant performance from the Alpha Tauri driver.
There wasn't too much expectation on them today, but they fought hard and found themselves in the points.
Pure elation there as the driver regroups with a team that
now
worked
you've
so
got Farah.
hard to see this moment. And no doubt, Verstappen fans
Board
will be
sack me after that.
celebrating the Dutchman's
Furious.
achievement.
Another win this year, and you know what? I wonder if they've lost count by now.
Hard to believe that's another one over. The season's ended, the party's just beginning, here in Abu Dhabi. And down there in the Alpha Tauri garage, Karun, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but
What do you mean
others
it was a mixed
didn't.
bag? It was a good
I think
race.
Their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And
Karun
that
ended
then
up talking out of his
concludes our
backside
time
again.
here in Abu Dhabi.
And that's it for this season of Formula One. The teams will be working hard at the break, gearing up for another year of thrilling F1 action.
There we go then, confirmation of the final result of the season. Max takes yet another win ahead of Perez and Ocon getting onto the podium. Sainz dropping down 2 places to finish in 4th. Stroll finishing in 5th. Hamilton gaining 5 places to finish in 6th. Fernando Alonso in 7th. Leclerc, a great recovery drive from starting near the back of the grid to finish 12 places up and get 8th place. Disappointing race for George. That lockup really hurt him. You know, dropped him all the way to the back of the grid. He had to fight his way through, took him completely out of contention for a decent result. Lawson finishing up 3 places in 10th place to get the final point of the season. Oscar drops a place to finish in 11th, but we held him behind Lawson as a thank you for Lawson for all his work for the last year and a half. Good recovery drive from Gasly as well after his penalty dropped him down to 18th at the start, up 5 places. Haas's race just kind of fell apart with 5 places lost for Magnussen, 6 places lost for Hülkenberg, and not a great race for Schumacher in the end, down 4 places, but that car isn't, you know, a particularly good car, so it's worse than ours. So hopefully he'll do all right for us when we sign him. Let's take a look at the final standings of the Drivers' Championship. Max gets win number 15, his 20th podium of the season, to go along with the 3 sprint wins out of the 6 as well. Pretty good for him. 7 poles. That's a little surprising that he only got 7 poles. 4 fastest laps. Again, a little surprising he didn't get more fastest laps. Perez finishes 2nd on 421 points. 96 points behind his teammate. 6 race wins, 18 podiums, 2 DNFs, 2 sprint wins, 10 pole positions, 2 fastest laps. So he got more poles than Max. And then 3rd place does go to Fernando Alonso, which we kind of already found out at the end of the last race. He gets 2 wins this season. He is the only other driver to win outside of a Red Bull driver. They took 21 of the 23 wins this year. Alonso getting the other 2, along with 8 podiums in total, 3 DNFs, 1 pole position, 2 fastest laps. Then it's Leclerc finishing ahead of George Russell. That lockup cost George the chance to finish in 4th place. So a little bit of a disappointment for him there. Decent points haul for Stroll in the end, nearly hit the 200 mark in 6th place. Sainz lost the opportunity to fight his way up into 6th. He will rue some bad choices, I think, in his racing. Hamilton gets 137 points, finishes in 8th place, ahead of Ocon, who did push him hard at the end with that 2nd podium of the season. And then it's Norris from Gasly, Tsunoda, Albon, Zhou, Oscar and Lawson. Lawson in 15th, Oscar in 16th. And then Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Schumacher rounding out the table. In the Constructors' final standings, Red Bull came close to 1,000 points, just a little short in the end, but look at that, 21 wins from 23 races, 22 podiums, 6 fastest laps, 17 pole positions. That's a mighty season for them. Aston Martin confirmed in 2nd place, ahead of Ferrari, who do hold off Mercedes, so Ferrari do take 3rd place. Alpine in 5th, then McLaren 6th, Williams 7th. We finish on 18 points, 20 behind Williams in the end. And Haas go from jumping into 8th place to not scoring any points at all. And then Alfa Romeo bringing up the rear with 4 points. Right, the one I'm waiting for, the pit stop challenge. Did we do enough to beat Red Bull? No. Red Bull got the win and 4th place as well. So they will score more points than we can recover. They got 37 points, we got 33. So Red Bull will take the title this year. There you see, final standings. They outscored us by 4 points tonight, and overall they outscored us by 32 points. But hey, we got 2nd place in the standings. I'm mightily impressed that we managed to keep our pit crew that competitive this year. Shame we couldn't defend the title that we won at the death last year, but it is what it is. If we hadn't made some silly mistakes and boxed our drivers too early before giving them a chance to set pit stop times or retiring them before we got the chance to do some boxing, we could have won that title again. So it's on for 2 out of 3 next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. See how our drivers perform tonight. 12 successful overtakes, 7 failed for Liam. 10 successful defences, 15 failed. And then for Oscar, 6 and 6 in the overtakes, 15 and 7 in defence. Good driving from both drivers. We pay out a goodbye thank you 10 grand bonus to Liam for that final point of the season. And we hit our targets. We didn't get the qualifying targets, not surprising, but we achieved the guarantee that we made. So we come out with another 2.9 mil for our final payout of the season from our sponsors. So there we go then. We have just got a little over a month and a half, well, a little under a month and a half to go until the end of the year. We've got time for a little bit more research, but not a huge amount. Doesn't matter about car inspection anymore. Let's see. Max won the Drivers' Championship. Red Bull won the Constructors. Freddie Vesti won the Drivers' Championship by a long way, with Trident taking the best team as well. Behrman getting 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. I think we're probably going to see Vesti on the grid in in some form as a reserve driver for someone at the end of the season or beginning of next year. Let's check in with the board. They were delighted with our finish at Yas Island. They're disappointed with our objectives. They can see we failed the points contender, and we critically failed finishing in 6th. But we still have medium confidence. That win there, or that delighted result at Yas Island, will certainly have helped keep us in the medium confidence. So that'll be worth an extra 750 grand. As long as we don't break the cost cap or go into debt between now and Christmas, we will be absolutely fine. Right, speaking of, let's have a look at our facilities. Did they break? Yes, they did. I knew they were going to break very, very soon. So we're going to refurb that just in time for the start of the new year. And same with that one. There we go. Get the important refurbs through. We've got 16.9 million in the bank at the moment. That's nice. I think that is including our money from the pit challenge. Let's have a look at research. Got 12 days to go until those 2 projects finish. They'll finish on the very last day of November. So let's advance some time. Ah, good old Gunther. He wants to offer us his congratulations. What a good sport. Yeah. Okay, let's shut that down for It's worth shutting it down and only paying 50 grand than shutting it down for a lot longer and paying a lot more. We want that thing, you know, churning out driver development for as long as possible. Turns out there were no signs of structural damage, but we've been bitten quite badly by failures. So didn't want to make, didn't want to run the gauntlet and get caught out on that one. 50 grand is 50 grand. Right then, rear wing research is done. Suspension research is done. So, you know what comes next? We save and reload so we can see the results of that research. Let's have a look. That's what our chassis looks like at the moment for next season. Not great, but not horrendous. Front wing is being worked on again at the moment, so that'll improve. That's the rear wing. That's the final state of our rear wing as it currently stands. Haven't made big gains, really. Could probably do with maybe doing another rear wing. Side pods look like that. That's not too bad. Underfloor. I think we've got another underfloor going through. Again, not massive gains there. Suspension, we've got another one going through, I think. Not too bad so far. So what are the two parts we're working on? Underfloor and front wing. Yes, okay. So let's get... Oh, in that case, we need to get another suspension done, probably. Definitely need to get another rear wing done, I think. Won't reach completion dates. I'd have to drop all 5 engineers on that. That will leave me 2 left, which means I probably can't get away with another really big part. I'm not going to get anything else done on that, so I'm going to take an engineer off that. That gives me 3 to play with. And this, whatever part we do here, will be the last part that we can get done this year. It could be a chassis, could be a side pod. Hopefully we can get a suspension in if we throw 3 engineers on it. Not quite. Can't do a suspension. Unless, are there any other engineers I can steal away? I don't think there are. No, I can't. So it's going to have to, our suspension is going to be poor again next year. So it comes down to side pod or chassis. Let's try and get a side pod in, I think. Let's throw everything into cooling and drag reduction. Oh, we've reached the cost cap. We've only got 300 grand left in the cost cap. Or have we breached the cost cap with that rear wing? Chassis cheaper. Can we just squeeze this in? No, we're 36,000 we just missed out. We've got some screamy kids outside. I'm just going to pause the mic for a sec. Right, they're moving away. Right, if I'd realised we were so close to the cost cap, I wouldn't have done a rear wing. I'd have done a suspension and the chassis, and I would have been able to get both of those in. Ah, oh, damn it. Okay, well, let's go to our existing projects. And let's strip the engineers. Oh, we can't. Yeah, they're already stripped. Alright, we'll leave them as they are then. I was going to try and maximise the gains, but we already are maximising the gains. That's frustrating to see that we missed out on being able to get a chassis done by 36 grand, because that's the limit of the cost cap. But it does mean I have the money to go ahead and put the final Team Hub upgrade on. Everything there is fine. It's going to stay as it is. So we've got 9 mil, and that is it for our spending. Going to wait till the final day of the season when everyone's out of contract before we start making approaches for. I think we're looking at an engineer as well as Schumacher. So there's nothing more we can do now apart from run down the clock. Staff changes. Now you can see Matthias Spinney is now going into the final year of his contract, so we can get rid of him and replace him if we want to. I might keep him. I might bring in Josh. We saw how well the benefit of Ben having a super high, which is the stat, composure. That super high composure really helped Oscar once he got that relationship into great affinity. It really helped Oscar tremendously, and I'd like to do something similar for Schumacher when he comes in. But I mean, that composure's up to 89 now. That's a pretty good stat. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we don't need to replace Mattia. Let me take a look at Josh. Okay, he would definitely be a better signing. Not that Mattia is a bad, engineer by any stretch of the imagination. 2 years left on his contract. There would be a buyout fee. I think it's worth it though. I think the long-term benefit would be greater than the initial expenditure. While we're here as well, let's take a look at Schumacher's contract. Is he out of contract this year? No, he's still got 1 year left. Okay, that's not too bad. Board confidence check-in. They have medium confidence in us. Cost cap projection warning. We are at the edge of the cost cap. Board review for the end of the year is in 30 days time. Driver changes. There you can see we will be saying goodbye to Liam. We're going to buy out the final year of his contract and replace him with Schumacher. Might say goodbye to Enzo and replace him with someone else as well. I don't know yet. Let's sort out our training schedule. Noisy Kid is back. I'm actually going to give them that day off as well. There we go. Have we gone past the job security part? Well, we haven't had the final end of season assessment. That comes at the end of the year. But we have medium confidence, so I don't think we're going to get fired. I hope we're not going to get fired. Let's see. I want to go car building. And I want to go pit stop trills. There we go. Right. I've got to figure out which is Christmas Day. There's Christmas Day, so they want that day off. Well, I'm going to give them that day off because I'm not heartless. Not completely. I'm going to make it work Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, though. Right. More gym training. There we go. I could probably put that day back in now. No, that's going to hurt their overall fitness. Yeah, there we go. That's our schedule for the rest of the year. Hedgehog suggests Bearman for reserve. Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Alright, with another board payment and some money trickling in from our tour centre, we're up to 13.3 million again. Good. Oh, we did break the cost cap thanks to those upgrades to facilities, or the refurbs. No, it'll be probably the upgrade to the staff centre. That's okay. We can cope with that. Got our suspension sim refurbed. Hopefully that hasn't hurt us with the boards. Yeah. Still medium confidence. Scout results are in. Got a little bit of time. There is one thing I do want to do. I'm just going to do a quick scout. I'm going to scout Antoine Auclair because he was Schumacher's engineer at Prema when Schumacher won the F2 Championship. So let's have a quick look at what his stats are like. And let's go to driver scouting. Are there any young drivers coming up that I want to have a look at? Not yet. Let's take a look at Nicholas Solov, 17 and 65. That's a pretty strong rating. Let's scout that young Bulgarian. I think he's Russian, but racing under a Bulgarian license. Who else do we want to have a look at? Isn't really anyone else I want to take a look at there. Technical chiefs. Let's continue getting contract information on these guys. Just to keep an eye on what's going on with everyone else on the grid. Zeus wants me to sign Iwasa. I say, I've not made my mind up yet. I might just keep Emerson for another season. I don't know yet. Not Emerson, Enzo. Oh, come on. Rear wing or front wing research is done. Design centers now refurbed. No signs of structural damage again, but at least it wasn't a horrendously expensive mistake. Right, here are the stats for Okla. Or Okla, I'm not sure. Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough, unfortunately. There you can see he has got a great affinity with Schumacher. He was, ironically as well, he was also Piastri's engineer as well when Piastri was in F2. And he is also been paired up with Behrman as well. But, yeah, not going to go for him. We are going to sign Josh. Let's go ahead now and get these position swaps done. So let's sign him to car 1 on a 5-year deal. He's currently on 1.3. I'm going to offer him 1.5. With 150,000 signing bonus. Wants more money, which I expected. Happy with everything else though, so we'll offer him 1.65. Is Enrico Cardale a free agent? Yes, he is, but remember, we can't buy out contracts unless they're in the about to go into their final year. And Dan Fallows is with us for the long haul. Plus, you know, Dan Fallows is easier to keep happy. You know, Enrico's morale is always ridiculously low. Drivers next. Let's get Schumacher in place. There we go. Now you can see the pace difference between the two. Pretty balanced everywhere else. On 3.4, we're going to offer him a little bit more. We're offering 4 mil. With a 200 grand signing bonus. There we go, he's happy with that. Underfloor is done. There is confirmation of Josh hired and Schumacher hired. Dravi is a little bit surprised to see us sign Schumacher. He says he's going to come after us in the championship next year. Bring it. And there we go, we got 10.5 million. That's actually a little bit more than I thought we'd get for second place. Fantastic stuff. Alan Permain stays with us there. Board confidence stays unchanged at medium. Rear wing research is done. Lawson got 15th in the championship in the end. 1 place ahead of Oscar. They would have been tied had we swapped them around in the final race. And we finished 8th in the constructors' standings. So our team rating has gone up a little bit. Failed both of our objectives. There you can see our team principal rating has dropped to 58. Ooh, okay, so yeah, we are on borrowed time now. Drivers, our team rating has gone down with noteworthy drivers because I think we got rid of Oscar. We got rid of Lawson for Schumacher. It might be because we got rid of Yuki and brought in Oscar that rating went down. Heritage stays the same. Team rating's gone up. Constructors rating has gone up. Bad. So we get 750 grand from the boards. Regulation changes for next season. There'll be a reduction of 5 mil in the cost cap. And there you can see airflow sensitivity is going to be hit by 30% next season, and cooling going to be hit by 10%. And that is it for tonight, for this year, for the end of season 2. So I hope you've oh no, we still got a couple of days left, haven't we? Yeah, no, that was it. That was our board assessment. So they were fine. We kept our job. We will see what happens from this point tomorrow, normal time of 8 p.m. It's going to be a long one tomorrow because we've got the hour-long build-up or so that it'll take us to get through pre-season in terms of developing our car, getting ready for Bahrain, and then going into Bahrain itself. So if you are going to watch from the start, you need to set aside probably about 4 hours, between 3.5 and 4 hours, I would imagine. It will be a long stream tomorrow. But yeah, we have survived the season. We've got just under 10 million in the bank to give us a little bit of cash to jumpstart development on the car as soon as we get back from the winter break. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching this year. I hope you enjoy the rest of your New Year's Eve, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow for the start of season 3.